All right, what's up? What's up? Check, check. Let me check my sound. It's been a while since I've been on live. So check, check. Let me since I've been on live. So I think my sound is good, y'all. Check, check. Let me I think my sound is good. What's going on, y'all? I'm using this software and I'm streaming to multiple and I'm trying to make sure it just keep putting that weird stuff in the caption. Let me go to. I'm going everywhere right now, trying to see where I'm streaming it. I'm streaming on our YouTube. I'm streaming on our Facebook. I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming everywhere. And all I'm doing, man, I'm sitting in here today, man. I'm gonna tell y'all. Um, Somebody say, Larry, has anyone ever told you sound like T.I.? He sound like me. I'm older than him. Well, we from Atlanta, guys. Everybody, all the people from Atlanta, man. Like when you get around the people from Atlanta, they all got that little accent. They just sound like that. That's it. It's not no T.I. thing or a Larry thing. It's just everybody. When you get around the folks who from Atlanta, grew up in Atlanta, that's how they sound. I could tell when I get around somebody. But I'm trying to yeah, man, I'm going through I'm going through on all our platforms to where I'm streaming it just to see, making sure everything up and right. But how everybody doing today, guys? Let me see. What's up, y'all? Yeah. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I am today. Well, I've been spending a lot of time, man, to be completely honest with y'all. Hold on. Y'all know what? This is something I gotta make sure I do. I told y'all every time I get on live or I do a live stream, I am going to do a 20% sale on all our stuff. And since I haven't been on, hold on, let me make sure, let's cancel that. Since I haven't been on live, I haven't did a sale, but I'm going to do a sale right now. They're going to be 20%. And I'm going to, don't do nothing yet. I'm going to put the link in the, doggone, the stream and everything. Let me set up this sale, discounts, and see what's up. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, when I get done with this, I'm gonna tell y'all what I've been doing, man. Like y'all, I'm always doing stuff, but all right, so we're gonna go. Let me do my Facebook Live discount. All right, so my Facebook Live discount is 20% on everything, and I'm gonna set it. What's the date? Today is the 14th. We at 3:38. Boom, and it's gonna end on 3:38. So let's end it at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Everything is gonna be on sale until 6 o'clock, guys. All our stuff. So for you guys who don't know and have never been to the site before, let me show y'all. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm just for everybody who ain't been to the site, man. I'm in here in my office. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell y'all what I've been doing in a minute, but I'm gonna bring the products over here. So our main products, guys, is the oil. The oil and the seasoning. This is what everybody buys consistently. Matter of fact, somebody just bought some from us hand to hand. If you buy from us hand to hand, you'll save money on the oil because we have to pay an extra $5 to ship the oil, right? So we always have to, you know how that goes. So everything on our site, LarryTeresa.com, is 20% off. LarryTeresa.com. 20% off. Memphis, Tennessee. What's up, guys? Everybody love the goats. Y'all love the goats. East Point. What's going on, East Point? I used to build outstanding road, boy. I did. My cousin stayed off the low. We stayed in an apartment called Castle Terrace back there. Yeah, I'm very familiar with East Point. There used to be a restaurant in East Point called The Beautiful down off of Stanton, at the end of Stanton. Man, they had a best fried chicken sandwich. I'm in here, man. Let me tell y'all what I'm doing. I am filming a documentary. I'm filming a documentary, man. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm doing it. I'm filming a documentary, y'all. Yep, I'm filming a documentary. Let me see if I can let y'all see. And what I'm doing right now is I don't have my hard drive. I left my hard drive inside the house. I will let y'all see some of it. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to capture the moment. And what the documentary about is when my daughter got killed and everything that was going on in the city of Atlanta at that time. I'm just really, really trying to bring light to that, for real. I'm bringing light to that, what was going on, not just with my daughter, but with the situation that was going on in Atlanta at that time. It was a lot going on. It was a lot of murders on the highway. It was a lot of shootings on the roadways of Atlanta. I'm really working on that, man. And yesterday I started it. I'm trying to figure out, like, I got God bring people in my circle and around me. And I think he brought somebody recently. And I think that person may be the one who's going to help me do it, but I'm not sure. So I just got to trust and believe the Lord. But let me see if I can find yesterday. I was doing a lot of work yesterday, y'all. I was. And I'm going to just show y'all a clip. This is not the final one. This is just the first one. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to capture my thoughts. Yeah, I'm trying to capture my thoughts. So that's what I'm doing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Now, let me look over here at this software and figure out how to let y'all see it right quick. Hold on. And it's just going to be, let me see, speaker. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Let me see. Speaker presentation invite. Give me a second. Show on stage. No. I got to figure out how to do this, guys. I got a video I want to show y'all. This software is kind of new to me. Okay, slides, PDF, extra camera. Oh, video file. Watch this. I got something for y'all. Let me see if I can stream it direct. Matter of fact, let me copy it off this HD card and I'll put it over here on my computer. And yeah, man, I'm working on this. Like, I'm for real too. Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, we had so much going on in the city of Atlanta at the time that I'm gonna do a story about it, man. This is off topic. I'm reading y'all comment. Juicy Jerk, absolutely, man. Juicy Jerk. Mr. Tenderism was just at Juicy Jerk, y'all. Juicy Jerk on Memorial Drive, man. Epic. If you don't know Juicy Jerk and you in the Stone Mountain area, go to Juicy Jerk. It's on Memorial Drive. Mr. Tenderism, man, he was just down there, man. Man, I'm talking about epic jerk chicken, man. Epic. I can vouch for him. I don't get paid nothing. Them people are what's up, man. The guy who ran it, he passed away. And he passed away, and his daughter's running it now. Somebody said, Elaine said, save on desktop. Yeah, now I'm gonna save to an external, not external, but I got a extra SSD drive installed into my machine, and I'm copying it off my SSD off that doggone card right now. But yeah, man, I'm working, y'all. I'm working on a documentary. I'm working on a documentary, man, and the documentary gonna tell the story of things that I came across, especially when my daughter passed. And not just my daughter, man, like people, you know, losing a child, guys, I just say losing anyone is hurtful, right? A parent, spouse, etc. But losing a child, especially a child that ain't supposed to die in a violent crime, that's tough, man. That's hurtful. That's hurtful. So I'm going right now is like y'all see all that stuff in the background. I'm back there recording. I'm trying to capture like dramatic scenes and stuff. Like, yeah. I got my Sony cam right here, and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing. If y'all can see, so I'm back here just sitting on this thing right here in front of the, and capturing it, and I'm trying to get the sunlight in from the window to make it look all dramatic and stuff. So that's what I'm doing right there, y'all. But Teresa in the house, man. She laying down right quick. Yeah, she in there chilling out. Yo, she in the house, man. She just got done making us some egg salad. But yeah, she in there. But yeah, man, I'm working on it. Yeah, I thank you guys for following, man. You said we expired, man. I appreciate that. Like, I really do. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all liking us and following us and subscribing and liking, sharing, comment. That's a lot, man, because a lot of y'all don't know how it all started, but it started. The farm started. It's called Kiwi's Farm for my daughter, Shakivi's. She was murdered. She was shot on 285 in Atlanta, man. They killed her. She was coming home from work one night, man, and to this day, man, the case ain't never been solved. And I'm gonna be completely honest. When it happened, the Cobb County was just horrible, man. Like they didn't even really try. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. At the time, in the city of Atlanta, it was so many murders on the highway. My daughter was number 11 at the time. It was 16 that year. Over 45 shootings on the freeways and the roadways of Atlanta. On the freeways in Georgia, I don't know how it is now, but then they did not record the camera live. It was only live stream. So people could literally do stuff and get away with it unless the camera happened to be on at that moment, but they didn't have a way to record. I don't know if it's still the same now. I watched First 48 and they got something called flop cameras. I don't know if those were around in 2021 or not, but back then they wasn't around. So these people were shooting people on the highway, man, in Atlanta, man. They was killing folks, pulling up the side of them and shooting. It was all on the news. Anybody who in Atlanta, man, y'all know what was going on, man. This stuff was all on the news, man. People were pulling up beside one another, shooting them. Nobody, and most of them didn't get caught. It was only one of them who got caught, and it was a rapper named Chucky Trill. He got shot up off of 85 up there on the Gwinnett side, around there by the what's that doggone road, man? I forgot. I ain't been up there in so long, man. I done forgot the doggone road. But the most busiest road up there, man. As soon as you come off 85, 285 and catch 85 right there. But he was killed right there. And they caught his person. But other than that, guys, most of the murders that was done on the freeways of Atlanta no one was caught, man. No one was ever caught. And the police departments were horrible about it, man. They just were. It was like when it happened, they were like, well, we ain't gonna be able to catch nobody unless somebody saw it. Or for some reason, I don't know. So my daughter was number 11. She got killed on the freeway. That's when we started this Kiwi's Farm, garlic, rosemary, olive oil. So when you buy that, that's her picture right there. That's my daughter. Her name was Shakivi. We called her Kiwi D. We all call her Kiwi D. All her family call her Kiwi D, but her name was Shakivius. And she was murdered on the freeway. So I made this in the time of mourning and grieving, man. And I really and truly did not make this to sell. I didn't make this to sell. I made this just, you know how when you grieving, sometimes you just stay busy. And this was a product of me just staying busy. I was being busy. So now it's taken off. It went viral last year. And it's still selling well today. And also, I got to put it out there. I got it for 20% off on the website right now. We took it through the process of University of Tennessee, had to test it and make sure and all this stuff. But back to the story, it was a lot going on in the city at that time, man, that's just been brushed away. It has been, man. It's just been brushed away. Like, nobody is saying anything about it. All these people are left to deal with the deaths of their children and husband and wife. We talking about straight up innocent people too, y'all. We ain't talking about somebody who was living a life and they finally got caught up. No. We talking about people like my daughter who was just going to work. She was 21. She was coming home from work, late at night, coming home from work. Somebody pulled up on the side of her and shot the car. But let me let y'all see the beginning phases of it. This is not gonna be The finishing product is just what I am working on now. Let me see if I can get it up. All right, I'm gonna let y'all see it. I'm gonna let y'all see it right quick. Y'all ready? It's just gonna be a quick little something. This me recording it straight out the camera. Haven't edited, haven't done anything, but y'all will get a chance to see where I'm going with it. And if you happen to been impacted by any of that stuff, get in touch with me. All right, like if your family member was shot, murdered, anything on the freeways of Atlanta, get in touch with me. Like, get in touch with me, man. I want to talk to you. I really want to talk to you, for real. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can do this, y'all. Hopefully I don't mess up. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3. Can y'all hear me? 1. Let's see. Hold on. May 27th. Let me see if y'all can hear me. 2021. Hold on. Was one of the worst days of my life. Everything was fine up until that point. Working, everything fine. Running my own business. Just doing life, man. Enjoying life. Just doing life. And I got home from work this particular day, was sitting at the dining room table with my wife. And we were just talking, just doing husband and wife things. And I received a call. So I got a call from a number that I didn't recognize. I answered the number. Hello. And it was my son and daughter's grandmother named Vaughn. And she said, I never forget, voice was shaky. And she said, Larry. I said, what's going on, Vaughn? She said, it's Kiva D. Hold on. Look like this thing done froze up, man. What's going on? I don't know what's going on with the software. The software look like it done froze, y'all. Okay. I don't know what was going on, y'all. My bad. Could y'all hear it, though? Like, it started freezing up and acting funny. So this is my first time trying to do that. So I got to figure out how to pretty much do that right. But that's what I'm trying to do, right? So I'm recording right now. Okay. So it was, you can hear it fine. Was it? Yeah, I didn't really know. Okay, good. So did it freeze up for y'all? Because it froze up on my end. That's the thing. Yeah, it froze up on my end. So, okay, it froze. Yeah. So it was stuff going on. I got to confront this right here. This guy, he made a statement. So I got to make sure I correct this. This guy named Khalil Mack. Your name sound familiar. You said, yeah, we got to learn not to be confrontational to people. That's how a lot of things happen. I don't think that's what happened, bro. Like, the worst thing you ever could do is jump to conclusion about things. And that's what happened with police departments. They already done solved the case without doing the investigation. I believe it was something going on deeper than that. Don't come to the conclusion without first hearing the facts. So I make sure, and it's not, and I ain't saying this to try to I don't want to, but you made that statement, and that statement was one that you don't even know the facts. So you immediately say, yeah, we got to learn how to, that ain't the way to do, because it could be something truly else going on. And we have to be open-minded enough to catch it, because you have people sometimes that do things and they get away with it because everybody thinking one way. And I don't know if that was the case going on in the city or not, man, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But I'm working on that right now. I'm working on that. I'm working on that right now, and I wanna okay, yeah, it froze on me. It froze. So I'm not sure what happened and what caused it to freeze, guys. I'm not sure. I'm trying to run it from my computer through this streaming software, and I'm not sure it can do that at the same time. But it froze, and I looked up at my screen had froze too. So I was like, oh Lord, I done lost the stream. But I just want to say that, man, like, I'm working on that. I am, man. I'm working on that right now. I know how to edit. I think I know how to do everything I need to do for this. Like, I really do. My hardest part is just gathering my thoughts. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just recording. That's all I'm doing, guys. I'm just recording. I'm just going to pull out the camera and I'm going to record, and I'm going to do an hour, 30 minutes and just capture. And in all this recording and all this pretty much raw footage, we probably can end up telling a story. We could probably end up telling a story, and that's what I want to do. The purpose for me is not just justice. I want justice, but it'll never be justice when you lost somebody you love and they was murdered. When somebody took your person away from you, justice you will never get them back. So it's like, what I'm supposed to do. I want the person to be arrested. I want them to be prosecuted to the fullest of the extent of the law, but now you got to go sit in court. Now you got to sit in trial with this person. And now you got to, like, that rekindles. And the thing about grieving is one of those things that it's very, very fickle, man. Like, you'll think you done got over something, and then all of a sudden you in depression, you know? So when I was doing it with my daughter, and I was going up there talking to the police departments and everything, man, I was so depressed, man. When I say I was depressed, guys, I was depressed, man. Like, I was so depressed. And what made me so depressed was not only that she was gone, it was the lack of just compassion. Like, they just didn't care. It was like they were flipping burgers. Like, that's what one of the reasons made me leave the city of Atlanta, because it was just business as usual. Everything was business as usual, man. Like, somebody got killed, disrupt their whole life. I'm over here packing this girl's stuff up, like all her dreams and everything. She down there on a machine, like, and it's just business as usual. The police department just like, you know, people just like, you know, I think the only people that really show sincere concern and compassion, the media did. That's surprising. A lot of people, and they wanted the story, but I had one guy, his name was Matt. I can't think Matt's last name, but he was a reporter with Channel 2. We follow each other on IG. I forget his name, but Matt was a real one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because 1 year later, he called me. He said, "What's going on with the case? I've been checking on the case with your daughter, and it's just dead." I said, "Yeah, man." And he talked to me. He said, "You want to do another story to see if we could strike up any kind of interest?" Let me find Matt. And I said, "Yeah, man, let's do another story." So he came and down to my place where I lived at downtown, and he did a story. And it was a story just to be able to rekindle the actual story of my daughter. And what's his name? Matt. Let me see if I can find him. But Matt WSB. But yeah, man, he was cool. Matt was cool, man. He was a real one. I can't find the man's name. I follow him on IG, but I think he was all the ones I really fooled with. Like really, I really, you know, some of them, they got the story and got on. He actually literally called back and checked on me and found out if I want to do another story. Man, what's this man's name? If I want to do another story, you know, to try to rekindle doggone, I think, is it Matt Johnson? I think so. Yeah, it's Matt Johnson. His name Matt Johnson. This guy. Yeah, that's a real one right there. Like, that dude, a real one right there. Yeah, he kept it 100 with me, man. So anytime you see him, man, just know that dude's solid, man. That's a solid dude right there. Like, I'm telling you, he got back in touch with me and was trying to, like, man, you know, he wanted to try to see if we could put it out there and see if, you know, we could get any information. Even after, it was a year later, he called me out of the blue. He got in touch with me on IG. Yeah, he got in. Oh, Matt, we was following each other. Maybe he done. Let me see. Is he going off IG or something? But yeah, man, Matt Johnson. Yeah. Oh, here he is. My bad. Nah, that ain't him. But anyway, yeah, man. I think bro off IG, man. I ain't seen him on IG in a minute. But yeah, so he was a real one. But yeah, man, it was a lot going on in the city at that time. I was talking to all these different reporters, and most of them just care about the story. And I guess it's just their job. You know what I mean? Like, at that moment, they just trying to do what they need to do to keep their jobs, right? So, you know, but Man. I had one. She couldn't even come out. She wanted to do a Zoom meeting. I did it with her just so we could try to get some kind of movement on the case. But yeah, nothing ever happened, man. As far as um um yeah, we didn't get no. I didn't ever band together with anybody. Putting the pressure on the police department, man. Like I'm gonna tell you how crazy it is. I talked to the police, man. I was calling like every day, man. I was talking to them. And one of them just gave me some solid advice. This what he did, man. And it wasn't the guy who was working the case. The guy who was working the case was J.B. Brown, black guy over there in the Cobb County. This what the guy told me. He said, Larry, I'm going to be honest with you, man. He said, I'm going to tell you what nobody is going to tell you. I said, what? He said, they simply don't have any evidence. I said, really? He said, yeah, man. He said, these people who are doing these shootings on the freeway, they know. They know it. And they know, like, if they use a revolver, they're not dropping any shells. They can't find any physical evidence on the ground. This type of stuff, right? There's no camera footage. It don't seem like anybody see anything. This is the most important part of it. It don't seem like anybody saw anything. So for me, all of them was categorized as road rage incidents. And this is the part that got me. That's why I think it was something else going on. All of them were supposedly road rage incidents, right? Road rage incidents. Something happened. Somebody got mad. Somebody shot up in the car. Now, this ideally, everybody believed that's what happened. But for me, if it was a road rage incident, that means there was a lot of emotions. That means the person did something without thinking about their escape. They just did it. Meaning that they didn't care about who saw them, who got their tag number. The tags weren't covered. Like, it wasn't a plan. The way these crimes were being committed, you would think there was like a plan. You get what I'm saying? Because you have a road rage incident. You cut me off, I get mad, I start shooting in your car, right? This 285 in Atlanta. Like, if you ain't never been on 285 in Atlanta, 285 be busy at doggone, it be people on 285 all the time. 285 is the perimeter around Atlanta, right? Most of the shootings were happening on 285, 85, 20, some of them 75. One girl, her name was Carmen, she got killed 3 days after my daughter. They found her 3 days after my daughter, probably about 5 miles away from where my daughter was found at, on the side of the road, right there on Peachtree Industrial Highway, right before Tilly Mill. Right before Tilly Mill, if you know that area. And she was just on the side of the road. She's from Malaysian descent. Her family, she was 25 years old. And nobody saw nothing. They just pulled up and saw her car pulled on the side of the road. She was shot inside the car 3 days after my daughter now, probably 5 miles. My daughter was killed off the Church Street exit down the road. This girl was killed off the Peachtree Industrial. Let's say you got to pass La Vista. Once you pass La Vista, you go through Spaghetti Junction. So we talking about 5 miles, man, roughly 5 miles, right from where my daughter was killed at in the middle of the night. 3 days later, guys, nobody heard nothing. Nobody, the Doraville Police Department, just everybody throwing their hands up like, ain't nothing we can do. So if that's the case, now, I mean, if you look at, like, we go back and look at the cases, all of them pretty much are similar, guys. And I'm telling you, man, I really believe it was something else going on, man. And I know the people in the police departments in Atlanta and the media were running from this theory, but they got this thing called linkage blindness. I've been doing research. Like, I'm one of them people that research. So it's called linkage blindness. Linkage blindness is simply this, guys. It's where you have all these separate police departments, right? All these separate media outlets, all these separate entities, and everybody's just focused on this one event. The police department, because of egos, everybody is just focused on this one case. Like, this guy's trying to solve this case. This heroic police officer, he trying to solve his case. You know, I got to clear this murder, right? It's my murder. I got to clear it. I'm in charge. Ego. Right? So they have a case. Then we're going to use Atlanta, for instance. So we got the Cobb County has a case, right? All right. Then you have Doraville has a case. Then you have Clayton County have a case. Then you have the city of Atlanta have a case. Then you may even have Fulton County, they have a case. Union City have a case, right? All these different police departments have a case. They give the case to an individual. The individual is so stuck on trying to solve it and ego himself that he don't reach out around to departments and try to find out, is it anything similar been happening? Same way with the media. Most media coverage is only about this particular story, the hot story, the hot story. I need to get this out before the next people. I got to break this story. I want to get the interview before the next news outlet get it, right? But all the while, the police department, the media, they're missing the link. They're all linked, but because each individual is only focused on solving that one particular, solving their case, or this one media outlet is only focused on reporting this one particular case. Even if they say it's a string of them, but they can't just report that without no kind of facts. The police department is not saying that, and a lot of times they may even suspect, but they're not saying anything. So for me personally, if you ask me straight up, 5 years later, I feel as if it was a serial shooter in Atlanta. I'm going to be the one that said on the media, because I've been saying this, and I stand on this. I really believe at the time in Atlanta, it was somebody riding around shooting people on the freeways in Atlanta. Was it the same people? I don't know. Was it the same person? I don't know. It was a black sedan mentioned a lot of times. The reason why I'm saying this is because these shootings were happening in the dead of the night. They were happening at times, and they were getting away with them. Like, Atlanta traffic, that these people just shooting and getting away with them. Like, nobody saw nothing. And it's so crazy because I do social media. You got people who were there that night my daughter was shot, who reached out to me and was like, I was there. It was supposedly a car that they saw. This lady. Okay, so let me tell you the whole story. So when my daughter was shot, it was right there at Church Street. She pulled over. They say she put the car in park. The bullet hit her in the head, and she was out of it. So supposedly it was a car that was speeding through traffic, weaving through traffic. Somebody got behind the car and followed the car, got the tag number, gave the tag number to the police department. Supposedly the police department went and talked to this person, and they ruled that this person wasn't a suspect. Now, we never could find anything out about this person. They won't give us any information because I was pressing them like, man, who the person? Like, but I understand why they wouldn't do it, because they didn't want me to be on no vigilante stuff. And I wasn't. I was just trying to find out, like, you shot my daughter. Like, what's up? That type thing. But so that was supposedly the story. So in my mind, I'm saying to myself, what was it? Was it the fact that they didn't want to reveal to the killer that they knew? Because sometimes the police departments they will know, but they don't want to reveal to the killer that they know, because they feel like if we allow you to know that we know, then you'll stop doing it and then we can't catch you. So I'm saying to myself, like, okay, maybe that was it. But it's been 5 years. So either the person who did it stopped. It was a lady that was arrested. And this is important. I think this lady was arrested. She was in Bartow or something like that. Let me find this lady right quick. It was a black lady too. She was arrested, right? Let me see if I can find this lady and I can pull her up, right? Lady arrested for highway shootings in Bartow County, right? But this lady was arrested for arrested for highway shootings in Bartow County. I think it was Bartow County. Okay, Bartow County. So this lady was arrested, right? And I'm trying to see if this her. I'm on the GBI website right now. So I'm saying to myself, okay, we had a lady that was picked up. She was picked up for shooting people on, I don't know if it was Bartow, guys. I'm not sure if it was Bartow. I got to find lady arrested. We're going to say lady arrested for highway shooting. I'm going to take Bartow County off of it. But, okay, woman arrested in shooting death of man found on 285, right? This was 8 days ago. That's crazy. People are still getting shot on 285, man. This is 8 days ago. A lady was just arrested. Let me see. This happened in let's say it's 2000 and, was it 24? I think it was 24. Woman shoot interstate drivers. Says God told her to do it. Yeah, I think this it right here. There was a woman shooting interstate drivers, man. No joke. Woman shoots interstate drivers. Say God told her to because of the eclipse in Florida. Something like that. I don't know if this is it. But I can't find the lady right now. But it was a lady that was picked up for shooting people on the freeway. And the story that she did, when they arrested her, the story really didn't make sense. And when I seen her picture, I don't know, man. It just felt like, I don't know. Because somebody told me something. Because, of course, when you say somebody shooting people, or if it's serial this or serial that, we all think of a white guy. But I was saying to myself, nah, this, because my friend of mine said, nah, it's probably somebody black doing it. And I was like, yeah, you may be right. Because in Atlanta, man, it's like Wayne Williams. Y'all know the story of Wayne Williams, man. In certain areas, white dude gonna stand out. You get what I'm saying? Everybody gonna know. Unless he was like John Allen Muhammad up in Atlanta. Up in DC, they had the doggone back of the car where there was a hole in the trunk, and they was shooting out like that. But I personally believe, man, I don't know the facts, but I personally believe it was a serious shooter at the time in the city of Atlanta, all around the metro areas, and the person was just doing it. Let me tell you why. Look, I did some research. Watch this. I'm finna give y'all these facts right here. These are some facts, man. What happened? This all open records, man. Anybody can find this stuff. Let me show y'all these facts right here. And this is what made me catch on, because I've been researching this stuff. So I did a breakdown of all the shootings up until when my daughter was killed, right? Now look. Now it may be off a little bit because I don't know. But let's get the dates. The first shooting was recorded January the 4th. It was a dude named Ernesto Anderson. He was murdered on I-20, January the 4th of 2021. Now, keep that date in mind. This was the first shooting recorded on the freeway of 2021. The second shooting was recorded January the 14th, 10 days later. It was a person named Dagmy Dimble, 48. He was killed on I-85 in DeKalb County. I-20 go through DeKalb County. I got to find out if Ernesto was killed on the DeKalb County side, because DeKalb County, if 20, when my daughter was killed, it wasn't that far from 20. So somebody jumping off of 20 coming up doing it and just riding that circle, that wouldn't be nothing, because she was killed on Church Street. It was a Memorial Drive. Then the one after that was Covenant Highway. Then I think we had Glenwood, then 20. So that's nothing, right? So Dagmy Dimble was murdered January the 14th on I-85, but in DeKalb County. It was another guy named Brandon Hamilton, 44, killed January the 24th, 10 days. That was on Piedmont Road. I don't know if these all linked, but the first thing I noticed, they were 10 days apart, y'all. They were all 10 days apart. So I was like, whoa. So I started reading them. Okay, the 4th, it happened. The 14th, it happened. Then the 24th, it happened. So I'm trying to get the dates all the way down. But Barrow County, that's what I think it's at, because it was somebody, they were killed everywhere, but it was all along the freeway. So I'm just saying, man, it's been in my spirit for the longest, man, that something else was going on. Something else. See, somebody mentioned something. Somebody said, did they get the ballistic test to show if the same gun was used in all 11 shootings? That's the problem. I was asked, the police departments were horrible, guys. Like, my daughter's car was shot up. It was bullets in that car. So I'm asking them, like, are y'all going to get the bullets out the car at least? They were, yeah, they're going to do it. They've already done it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So when I saw the car, I'm not sure if bullets had got out of it or not. I'm not sure, because I saw it. because I had to go get her stuff out of it. So I'm not sure if they broke it down and went in there and got bullets. Like I said, I'm not totally 100% discrediting the police department, because it may be stuff, it may have been things going on that they didn't want to reveal to me. But the feeling I got was they were just lazy. They were overworked and lazy. And I'm sorry, man, to all my law enforcers, but at the end of the day, that was the experience I had with the DeKalb County Police Department. Yeah. So the hardest part to get law enforcement to realize is that something is going on. They don't want to go. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just telling y'all, I don't know. I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing research. Atlanta highway shootings, 2021. I've been doing a lot of research. And you had Atlanta 2021 homicide victims. I don't want to do it. I want to do highway. Connected. Atlanta seeks help connected to, what is this? They said Atlanta police seeks help. Identify 2 connected to 21 deadly shooting. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I just know a lot of that information has to pass through the media. Let me see, a lot of more. That's this week, you know. And there's so many murders happening in Atlanta constantly, right? That they don't have time to look at old cases, because, like, if you look at what's going on in Atlanta right now, it's murders, man. It's just people getting killed. Like, I'm from there. I was born there, raised there. Like, so I understand they overworked. Let me see, May 20th. So this is May 20th, 2021. My daughter was killed May 26th. So this is May 20th, 2021. I'm telling y'all, man, something was going on. I'm on the Atlanta Police Department page. May 20th, 2021, a shooting at I-85 North at the Cleveland Avenue exit. It says the preliminary information on May 20th, 2021. My daughter was shot on May 26th. The girl Carmen was killed May 29. Police officers were dispatched to a person called at I-85 northbound at the Cleveland Road exit. Upon arrival, officers spoke with a Lyft driver who stated he picked up 2 males and 1 female and was headed to their destination. When the male, so somebody shot inside the car. Okay, that's a whole different situation. But if you just read the headlines, then. But my instinct tell me, man, that it may was something going on. And it's going to take some smart people to really just get involved with it. And that's what I want. So I'm going to do something, man. I'm working on my stuff now, guys. I'm working on my stuff now. But we can collab on this. Like, any kind of information you find out, reach out to me. God has brought me in contact with a director. And I don't take that lightly. He was here at my house, brought me food. We were eating. I met him. I met his wife. He's directed some Netflix films. He's directed some stuff. And he told me, he said, Larry, when you get ready to start shooting, call me. I'll come down and I'll help you. I said, okay. So I'm going to hold him to it. But I'm not going to just bug him. I'm going to get my stuff going first. So right now I'm just trying to record, capture, record. And I got a lot of information, like I got a lot of information, man, stored up. Like, I got a lot of information stored up, y'all. Like for real, man. I've been collecting information for a long time about this, right? And I'm just getting all my stuff stored up. I got a folder where I'm just collecting everything. But the biggest thing is the shootings. There was a shooting. There were multiple shootings going on in the city of Atlanta. I'm going to my folder on I got a cloud drive, and I'm gonna download some, and I'm gonna show y'all, man, what I'm saying. Yeah, but I really truly believe that it was something going on, but they just brushed us off. Like, we never spoke with each other. And at the time, man, it's hard to try to think when your mind is full of grief, guys. Like, so when I say at the time, man, we were all grieving. Everybody was going through their grief. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, everybody was grieving, man. So it's hard trying to communicate with people when they going through their worst moment. You get what I'm saying? And then really and truly, man, it may not be, you know, so I don't know. But let me show y'all something. So I got, let me see how many videos I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 videos. One of them is mine. But check this girl out here. Let's see if we can. Let me see if I could play something for y'all and it don't freeze up. Let me see. Let's see if it don't freeze up, guys. If it does, we're going to have to stop. But, okay, so I got a folder called Atlanta Highway Shootings, right? Let me see who this girl. Look at this girl right here. So hopefully this will play, man. Like, if it don't, then yeah, give me a second. But if it freezes, y'all be patient. It's gonna come back, okay? Here we go.
11, a death investigation in Doraville.
Police tell us they found the woman sitting inside her car along Peachtree Industrial Boulevard on Saturday with a gunshot wound. NewsEdge reporter Janice Yu tells us more about the victim.
I'm told Carmen Lee was just a few days shy of her 26th birthday, and she was simply going back home after spending some time with friends at a barbecue when she was shot and killed.
I work in Rome. I live in Atlanta. That's a
And this is the girl I was telling you
and
about.
I was 60 miles in when the cops called.
She was killed 3 days after my daughter.
I was screaming. I was hitting stuff in the car.
It was with this one phone call that so many lives were shattered. A man who asked us only to identify him as someone close to Carmen Lee says he was the one who had to tell her family she was dead. Doraville police found the 25-year-old woman shot to death in her car along Peachtree Industrial Boulevard Saturday night.
Lives are being affected by, excuse the language, but stupid actions. This just needs to stop. There's too many people suffering, and she hates that.
The man says Lee was on her way home from a barbecue at a friend's house. He says police have indicated she didn't know the person who shot and killed her. She became a victim of the violence she often talked about.
Every single day, she mentioned about how this violence is going crazy. All these violent actions, gun violence, random violence.
And the crazy part is,
all of that to end. For everyone to be together,
if y'all listen to the story,
peacefully. And it's crazy to think that this is how it's going to go.
Lee's goal in life was to support her parents financially. She was a loving older sister, the leader in her family. The man says he's not sure how they'll be able to pick up the pieces after this tragedy.
She really was a sunset.
And where she was found at, she was found.
Not only was she the
she was found probably 5 miles away from my daughter. Like literally 5 miles away from my daughter. And they just found her on the side of the road. You know? That little girl. And then I have, let me show y'all, man. I've been collecting this stuff. This was going on. Let me see, which one was this? This is I think this one is my daughter's right here. This was 3 days prior to this girl getting killed. I think this DVD is right here.
Searching for clues after yet another shooting on the interstate. This one bringing traffic to a standstill for hours overnight. So far this year, there have been more than a dozen shootings on interstates around Metro Atlanta. But as Joe Hankey found out, the cases are hard to solve and nearly no arrests have been made.
When a shooting happens on the interstate, cars are moving quick. There can be little, if any, evidence for police to collect afterwards, or few, if any, witnesses to talk with, a law enforcement expert tells me, making these challenging crimes to solve. This is the scene of the most recent shooting on the interstate. It happened just before midnight on 285 northbound, south of Church Street. An adult was shot and taken to the hospital in critical condition, according to DeKalb County Police. Since January 1st, these 16 shootings have taken place from the city of Atlanta to Clayton, Coweta, DeKalb, and Gwinnett counties. Today, we followed up with the police departments investigating each case and could only confirm a single arrest.
Just want y'all to see. My bad, I'm sorry. But y'all see how he linked all them. Now, Joe Haney, he was one of the ones who kind of was leaning towards this reporter. Him and I was on the same page. That guy right there, him and I was on the same page when it came to that there may be a serial shooter. I realized that he couldn't just do what he wanted to do. But if you notice in his case, in his video,
Expert tells me
watch
making
this. I'm
these
sorry, I
challenging
skipped back.
crimes to solve.
He
This
linked
is
them
the
all
scene of the
together.
most recent
Now watch
shooting
all
on
these
the
shootings,
interstate. It
guys.
happened
Watch all
just
these
before
shootings.
midnight on
And this was
285
before the girl
northbound,
Carmen.
south of Church Street. An adult was shot and taken to the hospital in critical condition, according to DeKalb County Police. Since January 1st, these 16 shootings have taken place from the city of Atlanta to Clayton, Coweta, DeKalb, and Gwinnett counties. Today, we followed up with the police departments investigating each case and could only confirm a single arrest.
D's happened on the 26th. That was Shakivia's. Hers happened on the 26th. And then that girl who I just showed y'all, hers happened on the 29th. Yeah. And when I tried to speak to the police department, I was like, guys, don't y'all think something happening? Nobody wanted to say, like, man, look, let me show y'all. I got a bunch of videos, man, that I've been collecting. This family here. Look at this family here.
We're investigating 2 more shootings on Metro Atlanta interstates today. Since the start of the year, there have been at least 7 reported shootings on or near our roadways. The case is proving difficult to investigate. Joe Hinkie spoke to those who knew 2 of the victims best.
A total of 7 shootings, 5 of them deadly, all still under investigation. And given the circumstances often of a shooting on an interstate, police say these can be difficult cases to solve. Ernesto Anderson Jr., 31 years old, father of 4, a baseball fan, car club member, and he cared for his parents during their cancer battles. Anderson's parents sat by his sister Michelle as we talked today.
So these are all
from
these families are just like me.
That he
they just like me, guys. They're saying the
Michelle
same
says
thing.
doctors and police
On
determined
side
someone
of the
shot her
freeway.
brother,
It's
causing
the
him to crash
same
on
exact
I-20
thing,
near the
y'all.
Capitol Avenue exit at 12:30 p.m. on January 4th. Atlanta police still searching for leads.
Our detective is excellent. He has been keeping us abreast about everything. It's just the frustration about not having the cameras.
While there are cameras along
I
Georgia
don't think
interstates,
these were
the
some
video
kids
is only
just
live
doing
streamed,
it,
not
Miss
recorded,
Kathy. I
offering a
don't.
little help to police.
Kids
After
get
Anderson
caught.
was killed, there would be 4 more shootings on Atlanta area interstates
Look
through
at all these
February
shootings.
25th.
It's kind of been an anomaly as to what has happened recently as far as on the highway itself, but we do not believe that they are related.
Then this morning, 2 more shootings. Clayton County police say minutes before 2 a.m., a man was shot in a truck on 75 North at Mount Zion Boulevard. The second shooting just before 3 a.m. on 85 South near Jimmy Carter Boulevard. It's being investigated by Gwinnett
on
police
and
as a
on,
homicide.
y'all. I'm gonna kill this, but on and on and on. I have a whole folder full of them, and now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to put it all together. But as y'all see, it was something going on. If I don't know about y'all, can we all agree that something wasn't right going on in the city of Atlanta? Whether it was somebody said, this is one theory I got. When the YSL trial happened, when that Young Thug stuff happened, and they were all coming in and they were being put on the stand, I think it was Woody or one of them said that as part of their initiation, they were riding around shooting people. That was the way they got in, and a friend of mine sent it to me. I've never found, I think she sent me a link, Shamika, she sent me a link. I went to high school, I went to elementary school with her. She sent me the link. But, so I was like, okay, well, maybe that was something. But if y'all notice, it was all the same people, same type of people, Hispanic, black, girl, male, female. Somebody was doing it. I could tell you, somebody said maybe that was a hate crime. It could have been a hate crime, guys. If I had to bet, I would say it was. But the police departments just would not listen to what I was saying. If y'all see what Joe Haney was saying, the white reporter, him and I talked offline. Like Matt cool. Matt wouldn't take and run the theory. He listened to me, but he wouldn't run the theory. I did an interview with Fox 5. That guy was he don't even work there no more. He wasn't even listening to nothing. He just wanted the story. He had to shoot his own video and do the own interview. Fox 5 was struggling. I did an interview with 11. I did an interview with every news station in Atlanta. I did an interview with, right? Joe Haney, the white reporter with 11 Alive, he was the only one that I could truly say was listening to me when we were talking about that, right? And I was talking offline. And then when I saw his report, I said, man, you actually did a good job. Like you didn't throw no accusations out there. You just posted facts. Like these are what's going on, right? And it don't take a blind person. You don't have to be a hyper educated person to see when he showed all those shootings that happened. Number one, the time frames, they was bunched in areas. That ain't regular, y'all. We're talking about, and it just all of a sudden started happening. Not this something has always been going on. There's been a multitude of shootings on 285. It always has been. No, we're talking about it was a pandemic in Atlanta of shootings. So we went from 2020, and I don't know what happened. You know, somebody, I don't know. But in 2020, when we got out of 2020 and we got off that quarantine, everything was different. But that's my story, man. Yeah, it was people of color. It was minorities. That girl who got killed, Carmen, I just showed her story. And like I said, I've been collecting this stuff. Like I have. As soon as I saw it, I would download it and keep it. Before I could just pursue that, I had to get over my grief, because grief will blind you. You know, you'll be just doing dumb stuff too with grief. So I wanted to make sure that I ain't just doing anything dumb either. I just want the story told. If it truly was random acts, I want that story told, that it was random acts. If it was truly one person doing it or a group of people doing it, I want that story told too. I don't want this to be something that just brushed off and brushed away. All the while, these people like me are still impacted by it. All these families, you know, some of them probably done passed away. Some of them still around. They dealing with that right now. You got children who don't have their parents right now because somebody's action. So I want that story told. So this is where I'm starting it. I'm starting it, talking about it. I'm recording. Just trying to gather my thoughts. But I realized something, y'all, and this is the hardest part about this stuff, that nobody truly cares. That we're in time now where nobody cares. The politicians don't care. The police don't care. Like nobody care. You know, I remember when we were at the hospital, and when it was, because I didn't know, okay, when I first got there, I didn't know how bad she was. When they called me, remember, I was told the day after it happened. I did not know she was shot. I'm going along about my life. She was shot on the 26th. She had been in the hospital as a Jane Doe. She was as a Jane Doe because they always put them as Jane Does when it's a shooting victim. And I forget how they got in touch with her mama or her grandmama. I think they got in touch with her grandmama. But she was as a Jane Doe down there. She was at Atlanta Medical Center. So her grandma called me. I'm sitting at the table, me and Reese chilling, talking. Been to work all day. I'm talking about that's how long it took. She shot that night on her way home from work. And it took all the way to the next afternoon, like 5 or 6 o'clock, for me to even hear about it. But I understand they were all dealing with it. So they called me and said, we at Atlanta Medical Center. She been shot. I'm like, who shot her? You know what? The world going on? Who shot her? Just come, Larry. You need to come see your daughter. All right, I'm on my way. I said, can I talk to her? Now you can't talk to her right now. No, they didn't tell me how bad it was. So when I got there and I seen her, I was like, dang, like broke down. Like, what in the world is going on? Like, all I could think about was who did it to her. So I asked her brother, I was like, who did it, man? He was like, nobody know. So she was wrapped up. The nurses didn't know I was her dad. This is not me and Teresa's daughter. This is me and my baby mama daughter, right? So they had already got there and they was already talking to the biological mama. Now, Teresa have been a part of her life and helped raise her too, just like I have been a part of these children's life the same way. So But the mama had already took the bull by the horn. So when I got there, the doctors and nobody even knew I was her dad. I'm just in there crying, like messed up. So the nurse finally pulled up on me and just asked me, like, what's your relations to her? I said, it's my daughter. She said, this is your daughter? I said, yeah. She said, I did not know you were her father. I'm sorry. And she said, she not gonna make it. I said, really? She said, she not gonna make it. She said, I'm just telling you. She said, I see this all the time. She said, but I'm gonna get the doctor to come and tell you. She said, I said, okay, I'm sick. The doctor come in. Now, you know, we all got faith, substance, things, hope for evidence, thing unseen. The doctor come in. You know, he offered his condolences because it was a big thing, man. She was all over the news, man. Everybody was coming down there trying to see her. It was crazy, man. Like, it was a big thing in Atlanta when Kevin D got shot. Like, for real, man. So the doctor came and talked to me. He said, I'm sorry, but I just got to tell you. He said they had did an x-ray on her head. He said the bullet is still in her head and we can't take it out. I said, why y'all can't take it out? He said, because if we take it out, everything gonna come out with it. He said she got swelling on her brain. She got an injury and her brain is swelling. And we got her wrapped, but he showed her head. He said, you see her head? That stuff right there? I said, yeah. He said, that's her brain leaking out, man. I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, that's her brain coming out, man. He said the bullet, she got shot in the head with a big bullet and she hurt. He said, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be open and honest with you, sir. I'm not going to lie. He said, it's highly likely she going to make it. He said, but we're here for you. If you want to help, if you want us to, we'll do everything we can for her. He said, but I'm just telling you. I said, okay. I said, so when y'all was going to say something? He said, we've been told them. I said, oh, okay. So nobody told me. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. No problem. No problem. Everybody going through their own thing, though. Like, everybody crying and, you know, mama, grandma, everybody going through their own thing, man. So everything is acceptable at this point, right? So I just was like, man, my granddaddy Norman came. I'll never forget. My granddaddy Norman came. He pulled up. He said, I want to come down there and see her. I said, all right. So he pulled up. He walked in the room. He looked at her. And it's a man of God. And it's a faithful man. This ain't no unbeliever. He looked at me. He said, she ain't gonna make it, man. Y'all might as well take her off of that. He said, I'm sorry, but she not gonna make it. I said, okay. All right, cool. He lost his daughter that way. You know, my mama got killed the same way. That's what a lot of y'all don't know about me. My mama was shot in her head too. My stepfather killed my mama. He shot her in the head and shot himself. I was 12 years old in the house with my mama. And my stepfather killed her and killed himself. A murder-suicide back in 1990 in Clarkston. So my granddaddy Norman, he done already been through that with his daughter. So when he found out that I was going through that with my daughter, and his granddaughter, he made sure he came. And, you know, he just told me, he talked to me, he hugged me. He's like, I'm sorry, man. I was like, I'll be all right. He was like, nah, man. He said, I know that's hard. So they want to take her and move her. So let's move her to Grady now. Let's move her to Grady. And my son is married to a ICU nurse at Grady. Let me show you how God is, man. So my son, Nequavius, her brother, biological brother, because we all raised them together now. They all been together since 4 or 5 years old. But I'm talking about Nequavius and Shakeevis at the time. Nequavius is married. He now married to an ICU nurse, but at the time, Mizan was his girlfriend. So the family, of course, is saying, we need to move her. The people at Atlanta Medical Unit, because it's a level 1 trauma unit. So a level 1 trauma unit is where they take gunshot wounds and fire and stuff. And Grady, if y'all don't know, it's a level 1 trauma unit, right? So they wanted to move her to Grady. We're going to move her to Grady because y'all over here saying she going to die, etc. And I never forget Mizan, my son, she talked to my Mizan, that's his wife now. She was an ICU nurse over there. She was one of the ones who going to take care of her if she came over there. She said she not gonna make it. She not gonna make it. And I didn't know she broke down when she got there. When they put GSW on the door, and this coming from an ICU nurse, when they put GSW on the door, that's code to all So when they got there, this is what Quay told me. Quavis, he said, Mizan, when we was walking down the hallway to come see her, when we got to her room, Mizan saw the GSW and just broke down and started crying. He's like, what wrong? And she told her she not gonna make it. That's why they telling us that. All right, cool. That's hard, man. So I said, y'all, we need to come up with what we gonna do. Y'all want to move it to Grady. Mizan steady saying, look, nothing Grady gonna do that these people are not doing. I'm telling you, I work there. I'm gonna be one of the ones. And then the doctor kept it real. The doctor said if we try to move her, her brains will probably leak out. I know it's graphic, but the doctor kept it 100. He said, if we try to move her, where she's sitting at right now, all that stuff will probably leak out her head. I was like, dang. It's graphic. So me and the Quavers got to talking. And Quay, we just said we just need to take her off, y'all. And of course, they didn't want to do that. We're gonna give her a fighting chance. And I was saying, if we take her off and she make it, then that's her fighting chance right there. But we just got her on a machine at this point, and she not getting any better. It's not like, and the doctor just steady saying, ain't nothing we can do for her. Y'all want me to open her brain up. I can't fix her brain. She got shot in the brain. So we all agreed to take her off. So we took her off, and she was breathing. And we left. Me and Quay left. And I think we left. I don't know if we left because we didn't want to be there when she passed, or I don't know. I was tired. He said he was tired. So mom and grandma sat by our bedside. We dipped. I got home. As soon as I got home, I walked in the door. They called me. Said, you need to come back. I said, all right. Jumped in the car. Went right back. Met Quato, my son, Quaver. And we walked in. We got in the room probably about 5 minutes. I grabbed her hand. And then no joke. I said, it's all right, KVD. Go ahead. You can go. And she died. Straight up. I grabbed her hand. When me and Quay got back in the room, I grabbed her hand. I held her hand. And Quay was there. Mom and everybody was there. Everybody was there. And I said, it's all right, KVD. Go ahead. And she passed away. And that was tough. Not just losing her was tough. Y'all know the hardest part about it was cleaning up her apartment. That was the hardest part. Her passing, I experienced that with my mom. So I know how to compartmentalize death, right? Like, I was 12 when that happened. Devastating. Went through some horrible stuff after that. So I know how to compartmentalize death a little bit. This was tough. When my mama passed, we cleaned up the apartment. I had to be there to help clean up the apartment. They took me because I had to get my stuff. I got a chance to smell blood, salt, it was crazy. So with this, we had to go to her apartment and clean up her apartment. And I told Naquavis, I said, I want you to come with me. Because nobody had been to her apartment. I knew where she lived at, but she didn't let nobody else know where she lived at. That's just how she was, y'all. So I knew where she lived. And I got the key off her keychain when I went down there. When they let you get her stuff out of her car and everything. I got the key. So I told Quay, man, let's just go clean out her apartment. I want you to come with me. You clean out the living room and I clean out all her personal stuff. Cause my thing was, it's my child, man. I know how my child is. I know she probably into some stuff that ain't nobody business. I just didn't want nobody else to be like in her business. So I said, I'm gonna go in there, Quay. You clean out the living room, and I go in the bedroom, and I get all the stuff out, the personal stuff, and I bag it up. And that's what I did, man. And that was hard. That was hard. Just getting out her stuff and cleaning up her stuff, smelling her smell. Like you could smell her in the place, like her odor. Like she don't stink, but I'm just saying her fragrance. You could smell her, but she gone. You know what I mean? That was pretty tough. And we were just going through a lot. We were going through a lot at that time, and it happened so fast. But after I got over the whole loss portion of it, I was drinking like crazy. That's the biggest thing. I was drinking so much. Like, I wasn't ready to confront that anyway. Like, right now, I'm sober. I'm sober, right? I don't get high. I don't drink. So I haven't did that in a while, a long time now. But at the time, I was coping with alcohol. I was coping with alcohol like crazy. And so I wasn't ready to do some of the stuff I'm ready to do. Like right now, even talking about it, I could talk about it, but I was drinking like I don't know what. So now, clear head, I've been thinking, I want to know the story. And not just the story of my daughter. I want to know the whole story about the shootings in the city of Atlanta and what was going on the highways in the city of Atlanta in 2021 that everybody has seemed to have forgotten. All the people in Atlanta has now moved on to the new tragedy, but nobody has seemed to remember that there was some bunch of random shootings and killings on the freeway of Atlanta in 2021. So I want to discuss that, and I don't know how to do a documentary. I have watched them. I love to watch them. But right now, all I'm doing is just recording. So even right now, I'm recording what I'm streaming. So I'm streaming this to y'all, but I'm recording it. So I'm going to have all this stuff, and I'm just capturing my thoughts on how we're going to go with this. So, like I said, God has brought me a director. He directs movies and stuff. He has offered to help me, not just with the documentary. I haven't even mentioned that to him. I just said I want to shoot short films. He said, when you get ready, let me know, and I'll come help. So once I get all this stuff gathered and I get this whole story put together, I'm going to ask him to come, and I'm going to say, this is the story. This is what I put together. Help me tell it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do. I'm definitely going to get with the family, the families of the victims. I'm already working on that. I just want to get my stuff together before I come to anybody else, right? I don't want to present them. I don't want to come with them and present anything to them unless my stuff is already together. Now, I can just go to them and sit and talk and record it. I'm fine with that too. But I actually want to have my stuff together a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Somebody said, let me see. Stephanie said there was a student doctor who got shot too. It was crazy during that time for sure. Yeah, you're right. That was your child. No one can or could judge you. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate that, Miss Clara. But I don't know. Teresa said, do you think this is your assignment? I feel like it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it is. Like, I feel like I have to do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you understand what that means, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, I just feel like I got to do it. You know, I do. That's one of the things, man. So I'm doing what I can here. So if you see the camera, I'm sitting in that chair over there, just sitting there recording. And we're going to let the Lord have his way. And we're not going to allow the demonic forces of this place to get the victory. You know, my child already gone. I cannot bring her back. There's nothing I can do to bring her back. But maybe we could expose something We don't know what it was or what it is. You know, we don't know if it was a serial person. We don't know if it's a gang initiation. It could have been truly isolated incidents on the freeway. You know, that truly could be the deal. But if they were isolated incidents, don't you think somebody would have got caught? Because it wasn't planned. They were just doing it on emotion. So that means you didn't think about an escape route. You see, it's too many unsolved. That's the thing. It's too many unsolved. You know, when they shoot, the gun flash. Guns flash. You can see fire. You can see the fire jump out of gun. So at nighttime when somebody shoot, that's going to cause blaring attention. Unless by some reason you got a silencer on your weapon, you got a suppressor on your weapon, or you shooting from a point of it's hidden. It's hidden, like John Allen Muhammad them did. You know? So I just want to tell the story, and I just need to know how to start. And as a way, I'm starting it just by doing this, you know, and just actually, I'm gonna figure it out. Somebody asked me, has your daughter's death made you rethink gun rights and gun culture? Have you become political? It said at the time Democrats were in charge, but you didn't get closure. Does that make you lean Republican or independent? So number one, my stance on guns is this is how I feel about guns. It's not the guns killing people. It's people killing people using the guns. So they can kill people with a knife. So I'm not an anti-gun person because my mom was murdered with a gun. Let's just be clear. My mom was murdered with a gun. I had a few people killed with guns. I'm not against guns. I'm not. As far as my political stance, I've always been an independent. I'm an independent thinker. I really am. I'm an independent thinker. I think when I was at that time, the county I was in the county, you know, it wasn't that it was Democratic or Republican. It wasn't that. It was just this prevailing sense of laziness. You know, it was just this sense of laziness because even if you were going to say, okay, the cameras, my problem I have with that is if we know that there's a string of shootings that's going on the freeway, and we know that we cannot capture the people because of the fact that our cameras are not recording, they're just streaming. How many murders do it take before you decide to start recording? You see what I'm saying? Even if it's a 24-hour lapse, you know, you can have one big hard drive and just record, you know, over and just keep recording over, right? My problem was my daughter was number 10, number 11. She was number 11. And out of all the 11 killings, nobody anywhere had decided to press record. Or if you can stream, you can record. Like right now, I'm streaming, guys, and I'm recording at the same time. Now, of course, you need space. So I understand why they would not want to just record all these multitude of cameras all around the highway, because space can be an issue, like for real. So I understand that, but how many shootings is it going to take before you say we got to figure something out because something going on? That was the problem. So this prevailing sense of laziness, not just in the county, but even within not just the state and just the GBI and just, I think it was because truthfully, the people who were getting killed. And it's easy to say the reason why they were getting killed is the first thing when we posted, when we were talking about them getting killed, even people in the comment section said, yeah, them young boys be doing this, or we got to stop confronting one another, right? So when it comes to us, all of us who look the same, blacks, and it's still some truth in it, but it's easy to kill these people and get away with it because it happens every weekend and every Friday, every night anyway, on the block, on the corner. Somebody got shot. So this is not a big thing for black people to get killed. You get what I'm saying? So I really believe that was the stance of, they probably were road rage. They probably just shooting each other as usual. So if you want to just come into this community and just start randomly killing people, you can do it and get away with it because everything is going to be considered standard operating procedure. It's just what happens anyway. So let's say, and this is no race, nothing. Let's say if the victims were white kids. If that had started happening, I think the first shooting would have got a lot of attention. The second, definitely. Third, boy, we got the FBI in town. You get what I'm saying? So that's the bigger issue. The bigger issue was, I believe, truthfully, my personal belief is that somebody was doing it. They was randomly shooting people. The police departments, because they see senseless crimes by a group on every single day, it's easy to brush it off. It's easy to say, they killing each other. You get what I'm saying? So, that's the thing. But we all saw the map and we saw that all of y'all see what was going on. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, we know what's going on. Something going on. But because the fact that on a day-to-day basis, every day, especially in the city of Atlanta, somebody getting killed. So this is not nothing that serious, and I accept that. But I want this story told, and I got to figure out how to do it, because it's me, my wife, it's in a camera. And, I just got to figure out how to do it. And I do believe the Lord going to provide. He going to bring the people around that's going to help tell this story. I want to tell that story. Even if my daughter's case was truly a road rage incident, right? If all these cases were individual road rage incidents, there are still people suffering from somebody else's decision to kill, to shoot. And that's a bigger issue. Where are you right now? You shot out a car 5 years ago and killed somebody. And you just going about your daily job, like everything, your work, like everything fine. So even if these were truly isolated incidents, let's tell that story. What happened in Atlanta? The mental breakdown in Atlanta that people starting to doggone shoot out their car. You get it? But I believe once the story started being told, I think more of a link gonna be seen. I do. I feel like more of a link gonna be seen. I think that the more we dig into it, the more we're gonna see. So I think I'm gonna keep doing these, y'all. These lives and record lives. And if y'all know anybody who could assist in this process, reach out. Let me know. If you know somebody that you could say, I know somebody who do that kind of stuff, Larry, reach out. Let me know. I'm down, man. I'm open, because I'm openly admitting I don't know how to do this. All I know is I know how to record videos. I know how to stream. I know how to edit videos. I know how to do this stuff, right? I have cameras. This is what I have. I have my voice. I have my platform. Y'all follow me on Facebook. Y'all know it's 400K on one page. On the other page, we right at 100K. On YouTube, we right at 6,500, I think. I'm streaming on Twitch as well. Nobody on Twitch, but it's amazing. Somebody is watching on Twitch. That's amazing. Like 1 or 2 people watching on Twitch. But we got to figure out how to get the story told. So that's the story. All right, man. I want to say this before I roll, man. This is for real. Man, it's so much death and murder now. No community should ever become so comfortable with that. And we have, y'all. It's nothing to see such and such. Somebody got killed. That's crazy. And it's to the point now with me that I'm almost like, if I hear my phone ring and it's an odd time and it ring, in my mind, I'm like, Lord, somebody done died. You know what I mean? Like something done happened. So I answer my phone. If somebody called me at an odd time, like if my phone ring at a time and it normally don't ring, I'm like, oh my God. You know, I hate to even answer the phone. I don't know, y'all. I really don't. But I got a story to tell. And I do. Somebody said, did your daughter, this is on Twitch, he said, did your daughter have a boyfriend or fiance? If so, does he stay in touch with the family? Also, do you have voicemails or text messages saved of your daughter that you archive? Absolutely. Yeah, I got plenty of her voicemails and plenty of text messages and stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, my daughter's boyfriend, he was actually locked up. That was the first person I thought, but he was in jail. So my I'm saying to myself, like, okay, maybe it's somebody she knew. But the particular guy who she was dating that we knew, now, it may have been somebody else. Like I said, if you got a 21-year-old daughter, man, that's trying to do their own thing, it may be all kind of stuff going on that you don't know, right? She might have been talking to somebody. That's why I said it could be any kind of story told. I'm open to anything. I just got this desire to tell it. Like I just got this desire to just not make up a story, just tell the story of what was going on in Atlanta in 2021, that there was just multiple shootings on the highway. And then all of a sudden it stopped. It just stopped, and multiple shootings. We're talking about like every week we had shootings. Then all of a sudden, it just stopped. That's what made me to believe it was a shooter. Shooter got caught, relocated, So I think a lot of work need to be done, not just in Atlanta, but nationally. What if this person is still out shooting on the freeways and we don't even know it because it's happening in Colorado or it's happening in somewhere else, right? And we don't get their news, so we don't know. You get it? What if it was a truck driver? You know what I mean? Somebody driving a big 18-wheeler and he's just traveling through, I don't know. But it was a black car mentioned a bunch of times, guys. It was. Yeah. Yep. We need to know, guys. God's placed in my heart. Now it's time to tell it. We got to tell it, man. So that's what I'm going to do. I got my camera out. I'm sorry y'all couldn't watch the video. I think the video itself is too big. Yeah, I think what happened is it's just too large. I just think it's too large, right? Yeah, I think it's too large. I tried to run it from here. It's just too big, guys. I do. Yeah, I think it's too big. So I'm telling it, and I'm going to tell it, guys. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. We've been on quite a long time. I just want to share my thoughts with y'all. And we just kicked it today. But I'm going to come back on, man. We're going to talk about some of this stuff. And we're going to, let's see what we can come up with, Let's see what we can come up with. Yeah, the guy, Matt, I am going to reach back out. But I'm going to reach back out to Joe Haney, the guy with 11 Alive. And the reason why I want to reach back out to him is that's going to be my first point. I may do it tonight because I know he did a lot of research. Yeah, Jennifer, that was a reward. I offered $10K. I had $10K. The city and the state, nobody offered anything, but I had 10,000. I said, well, I got 10 and I think, did we get up to 20? I think we got up to 20. I may be wrong, but I know we had 10. I offered 10. Okay, no. Crime Stoppers did 5. Crime Stoppers did 5. So they offered up 5 or 10, one of them. And then I offered up 10. Nothing. It wasn't any rewards or nothing. But like you said, Jennifer, offering money now may be a new way people heard, you know. Because, you know, at the end of the day, somebody knows something. That's the truth. At the end of the day, it's somebody outside of the person who committed the crimes that knows. And I've come to the realization because, well, unless it was a serial guy. If it was a serial guy, then no, they don't tell. They don't tell. You know, yeah, somebody knows something. Yeah, I will continue to share. God bless y'all. I thank y'all for watching. Let me see. I'm trying to get to the comments. Now that's the trauma layer. I grow through it. Also being able to speak and express. There are other families going through the same exactly, and I hope they reach out. Exactly, man. Listen, this is hard. You know, that's the part, man, that, you know, and that's the biggest thing. I would like to just, I don't know where this journey gonna take us. I don't. We don't know. We don't know what doors are gonna be open. We don't know. And let's just go. Let's go for the ride. I'm gonna do it. And we're gonna see where it takes us. Let's see where it leads us, guys. And I'm going to take y'all along for the ride with me and let y'all see it. This ain't for money. Like, it ain't for nothing other than I just got a pure desire to find out, number one, was there a serial shooter going on? That was the main thing. For them to say that they was random road rage incidents, you had to have evidence or one or the other. I'm saying serial because I have some facts that show there's some shootings going on. They're saying random, and I like to know what were their facts to show that they were random. You know what I mean? So, and another thing is the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, that we may have to tap into. I don't know if I have to be a reporter or anything, but I know they got a Freedom of Information Act where you can request records from police departments. And so this is just me thinking, y'all. I don't have a plan yet. I'm just thinking. I'm spitballing it right now in my mind. Like, how do I get going? Like, even when you said talk to that reporter, I'm gonna hit Joe Haney up tonight. Hey man, this blah blah blah. Open the door. I want to do this, do that. I'm thinking about this, that, and the third. You got any information on that? Because I know you reported on that. Help me, man. Like, just throw me something my way. Any kind of reports or anything you could throw me, information if you still have access to it. That type of thing. I don't know what happened to Matt Johnson. I'm going to see what's up with him. See if I can find him. But, yeah, that's where we're going to start at. All right? Yeah. Yeah. Miss Clara said it could have been gang affiliation. Jenny said it could have been gang affiliation. Facts. Like, I'm not saying someone knows something. Yeah. Miss Clara said closure. And I appreciate that. I don't think I ever get closure because I can't get my baby back. I can't get my little girl back. So it's never like with my mama, right? The guy killed my mama, killed himself. Like, I had my mama one night, and then the next morning, I never had her again. Like, it's not really any closure in that. It's just pain, you know? It's just hurt and pain. And I initially didn't know how to deal with the pain. So I just wanted to die. That's that. And I had to come to the realization. It took for me to go to prison, guys, to realize I was trying to kill myself. I'm not lying. I'm the one thing about me, I'm a transparent person. I never was a horrible person. I was hurt. Somebody killed my mama because I loved my mama. I mean, I was a mama's boy, straight up. Like, I wanted to be where my mama was. When my mama would leave, like my mama would go out, right? Because she was young. She was 15 when she had me. When my mama would go out and go to the club and stuff and she'll leave, I would stand at the window and wait on my mama to come back. I'll fall asleep right there at the window. And then I just wake up and she'll be waking me up, get in the bed. You know what I mean? I was that kind of kid. I loved my mama. Like, I loved my mama, straight up. Loved her. And then I had her. The reason why when my dad killed her and killed himself, that night, my sister was in Virginia. My older sister was in Virginia. My younger sister had left with my grandmama. I was with my mama. Like, nah, I'm staying with her. She asked me the next day, that's the last thing she said to me that night was, where you going tomorrow? I know you want to hang with me, but I'm going to work. I got to take you somewhere, you staying home. And she told me that I want to go to my cousin's house. I said, yeah, I want to go over there. So she said, I'll take you over there. Drop you off and come back and get you. I said, cool. So I had her up until I was 12 years old, growing up with her. She had me when she was 15. So growing up with her, just going through the motions with her, learning. She actually became a great mama. And then one morning I woke up. I never had her again. Never heard her talk to me again. Never anything. Life changed immediately from that point moving forward. Now, the only solace is it wasn't an unsolved case. It was a murder-suicide. He left a note. I found him in the bed dead. I called the police. And that was it. Life goes on. Like, you literally have to pick up the pieces. They tried to get me some kind of counseling and therapy and stuff, but like, what can you do? Like, it's over. Like, I realized that in my mind, ain't nothing we can talk about that's gonna bring her back, because that's the only thing that'll make it better. So you have to learn how to deal with the pain. You have to learn how to live with the hurt. And for the first, like, after my mama passed in 1990, up until like 2000, I was done. Like 1998, I was just shot out. And I realized what I was doing was I wanted to die. And I didn't have the courage to do it myself. So my thing was either to get somebody else to do it, or I just died in a car crash or something. Like, that's what I mean, it's so many random stories I can tell y'all about. So much stupid stuff that I've done and lived through. Like, for real. And this is not boasting. I'm not boasting. I remember a friend of mine got mad because he thought I was just like boasting. I was like, I'm not boasting about this. I'm just telling you the truth. These are the things that I've done and I lived through it, right? I had to sit down for 4 years, 2 months, got in trouble, had to go to prison. It was in there with no liquor, no nothing, no hustle, no scraping, because you'll get caught up in the hustle. So when she passed away, it didn't work out with me and my dad initially, family members initially. I was hurt. So they'll put me out. Like, I can't deal with it. It's easy to do that when the child ain't yours. And I'm fine with that because I understand. I ended up living in the streets. So I was 14, 15 years old, breaking in empty apartments to find me a place to sleep at night. Sleeping in the backseat of cars, right? These are facts, like the truth. Stealing out the store to eat. So I had to learn how to hustle. And I had to figure out how to make money. So at a young age, I became a survivor. And that's what happened. Now, being in that survival mode will distract you from addressing some of the things you need to address. Because you're in this constant hamster wheel of survival. I gotta grind. You feel what I'm saying? So when that was all taken away from me and I had to go sit down for 4 years, I went in that grind mode no more. I went in that survival mode no more. And I wasn't angry no more. I was mad. And this is no lie. I remember sitting in there thinking. I became an avid reader. I read so many books. read about everything, man, from finances to religion to Harry Potter, like anything I could read, man, I read about it, right? I don't think it was Harry Potter was out yet, but whatever books, Donald Goins, Walter Mosley, literary books, man, I read everything. But I was thinking, man, I was just doing a lot of thinking. And I realized that I wanted to die. And while inside, the truth hit me. She never coming back. Like, it took 10 years later for me to come to that conclusion. She is never coming back. You are killing yourself, but she will never come back here. And I got over it. But it took me 10 years. It did, y'all. It took me to about, and it wasn't 2000. I got out in 2004. I said it was probably about 2002. I got over it. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I started working out real heavy. Like, I went off meat. I did the vegetarian thing. I started caring about myself. Because up until that point, I didn't care about myself. I wanted to die. Who cares what I'm going to catch? I want to go. You get what I'm saying? So it took all that time for me to learn how to love myself again. To learn how to love myself. And to just get over the fact that my mom was gone. And that was hard. That was hard, man. That was. So when my daughter passed, I was just trying to make it through the day. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a level of fog. Like, you walking in a fog, man. And I can only say this to people who understand truthfully about that grief, that level of grief, that you inside this fog, man. Like, it's stuff going on and you don't even know you're doing it. Like, right now, I can go back and revert back to times then. And it's like, man, I can't even remember. Because it's a fog you in. And that fog is basically you just trying to make it every single day through the day. Like, you're just trying to make it through the day. And that level of grief, if you don't understand, man, that really is hard, man. So that's where I was with it. Just trying to make it through the day. Every day. Make it through the day. And that's what I did. Made it through the day. Sold that place up in Atlanta. So I grew to hate the city of Atlanta. After I experienced what I experienced with the police department, after I experienced what I experienced with just the city itself, I grew to hate it. I still do to this day. I don't want to be anywhere where people can just do this to one another and it's all right. Like, that's regular. That's why I had to sell and move. I had to get out of there. I hated that city. I hate riding in traffic. I just hate sitting in traffic up there. Everybody just focus on me, mine, I, right? Sold that place, and that's how we got this place down here. And now we got Kivis Farm. So I found peace on this place, working with the animals and stuff, just taking care of stuff, just busy. But, you know, that can be a coping mechanism as well, you know. I just make sure I talk about it. And I don't have an issue with talking about it. I don't have an issue with explaining certain things to people. And now we're going to tell this story. This is the next phase of it. I'm going to tell the story. And I'm just going to do it piece by piece and try to figure out how to do it. Do I want money? If it comes, I'm fine with it now, but I ain't doing it for that reason. Do I want to be on Netflix? I can do it on my Facebook page. I can stream this stuff on YouTube as far as I care, as long as the story is told. That's the way I feel about it. All right. Let me see. It's a couple of comments I want to address. Stephanie said, as an IT employee, we were required to keep certain data for 10 years. It's called the retention policy. I'm an IT guy too, right? That's the retention policy. I wonder if the cell phone data is still available from the one other time when it happened to her. So let me tell you what happened with her cell phone. They couldn't get in it. So Apple, so this is the beauty and the curse of Apple. Apple try to be private, right? And Apple, what it does is every time it updates its software, the police departments have a problem getting in them. So when Apple updates its software, the police departments have to wait on an update from their forensic company. They have to update their software. So back when Kiva D passed away, they couldn't crack it. They couldn't crack the iPhone. So that's why I always tell a young person, I know you sneak in and I know you're doing your life, but somebody need to know the passcode to your phone. They do. You need to have your location on. So young people, they're doing their thing. They don't want us to know about their thing, right? And they think we want to know their business because we want to try to stop them. Me personally, I wouldn't care what you're doing. I just want to be able to, if you're lost, I can help find you. Something happened to you, we could try to capture the person who did it. So we could never get in her phone. Like we tried every passcode backwards, forward, sideways, up, down. They put it on a machine to try to scan it to see maybe if she got a picture of somebody at the last moment or something. It wasn't nothing they could do, and maybe now, we're going to start this journey, and I'm going to let the Spirit of God lead me. I just want to say that I know some of you guys are not religious, but I'm going to allow the Spirit of God to lead me. I'm a very courageous person, guys. I'm not afraid of much, but sometimes I could be out of order, right? When I say out of order, I mean, I'm doing the wrong step at that particular time. So that's why I said when the guy offered his services to help me with shooting and recording, I said, well, let me get my stuff together so when he come, I can present him with fragments of some work, right? And then maybe I can spark some interest in him. He like, okay, I know what to do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying not to be out of order, meaning that I move and I take this one step when I should be taking this other step. Because the worst case is the blown opportunity. Like when the opportunity presents itself, I'm not ready for it. That's worse than no opportunity. So I'm just dotting my I's, crossing my T's at this point, and I'm going to get started. So every day it's a journey. I don't know where to start. I'm on ChatGPT, asking questions. Claude, asking questions. Claude is giving me a great format. And I'm going to just go from there. That's it. I'm just go from there, y'all. Ah, man. Yeah, I'm going to let God lead me, guys. I am. Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because I'll be right. The Bible says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. So I want to make sure I'm in order. I want to make sure those steps are. That way, when I walk to the door, it's going to open because it was waiting on me, not the other way around. I'm trying to beat the door open, But, all right, man. So, anyway, I think we did good. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all rock with me. And I'm going to just go. That's it. I'm just going to go and just do it. Jump in front of that joker. Jump in front of this joker. Just record. Do what I do. All right. So let me roll. I appreciate all y'all for joining. All our products are 20% off on the page. I just want to let y'all know. So if you wanted some of our products, go ahead and get them. And I also want to use the opportunity to explain to y'all where all this came from. That came from her. Shakeez, that's my girl, Kiva D, right there. Forever 21. She forever 21. But yeah, I'm rolling, man. I'm gonna keep the sale on till 6 o'clock. So if you want to buy oil, you want to get our seasoning and everything, it's on sale right now. 20% off. I keep it on at 6 o'clock. I appreciate y'all watching, joining, and I'm gonna talk to y'all next time. All right, it's Larry. Peace.